All right, guys. So a little bit of some thoughts that I've had while I was doing the workout this morning. It was a back workout, as well as on the way home. I was gathering some thoughts up. So I'll just shoot it freestyle here, just kind of as I was thinking. I didn't want to shoot the video while I was driving. It's just too much. And anyway, so one of these things that I've been thinking about is uh, when I am doing the workouts and I'm in a deficit and I'm low on energy and I don't have enough calories and I don't have enough carbohydrates in me and all these things, all these factors. I do understand that as I'm coming down in weight, at some point, the amount of weight or I should say strength, my strength level is going to start to slowly decrease, which is expected. I'm trying to stop that as much as I can. Not stop it per se, but I'm trying to hold on to as much strength for as long as possible and push as much heavy weight as I can. I really don't want to drop in weight just yet, mainly due to the fact that you have to still have that stimulus. And heavy is just a relative term to the rep range, right? So it really depends on your specific um, strength level where you're at, right? So, for example, the dumbbell pullovers, my heavy set, my working set is uh, like this morning. I did 115 115 pound dumbbell, so just one, two hands, dumbbell pullover, and that was a set of 8, and that is heavy for me. Now, if I was to have done, let's say, a set of 12 for dumbbell pullover, maybe 95 or 100 would be considered a heavy set. So it's relative to the level of when you reach failure in that rep range. So I'm attaching the weight that I can do to that rep range, and that's when I say my strength level. That's what I'm going off of. So if I know I was going to hit 8 reps at 115, then all of a sudden next week I'm doing 8 reps at 110. For me, my heavy set, I've decreased in strength. My working set. Um, so clear that out. It's trying to get me to restart here. Not right now, computer. Um, yeah. So the reason I'm saying this is because how do I plan on holding on to not only strength but also muscle mass and continue to push myself in the gym. So there's a few ways I can do this. So usually I'm pretty much I use just regular full range of motion reps for my working set. There's no drop set. There's no um, assisted reps. None of that, right? So I do count them sometimes for some exercises, but not all of them. Like my V-bar pull downs, I will do usually 2 assisted with my own hand pushing down. Sometimes, not all the time. Only whenever I get stuck at a weight. But regardless, so my plan is, let's say for example on my deadlift. So my deadlift's actually not the best example because it's actually going up in weight and reps. So we'll use the V-bar pull down. So the V-bar pull down, I'm doing on one arm. I'm doing 2 45-pound plates with it was a 25 and a 5. Now it's just a 35. So 225 or 245s and a 35 on there. I'm not doing the math right now in my head. So that's one arm. That's my working weight. Okay, so if for some reason I'm trying to hit, let's say, 8 reps, if I can't get 8 reps, this is when I'm gonna start pulling out the tricks in my tool bag, right? So what I'll do is if I hit 6 or 7 and I fail, and my goal was 8, there's a few things I can do here. So I'm trying to keep the weight up. So what I can do is I can either do a rest pause set. So I just let the weight sit for a minute, not really for a minute, probably about 10 seconds, catch my breath, let blood get back into the muscle, oxygen get back into the muscle, and then boom, push one more rep. And I can do that over and over until I hit my working set range of reps, right? So that's one way. I can do assisted. So instead of even stopping, I can just keep going, grab my hand, and then pull down, and then get, a really, really good negative. So, because you're always going to be stronger than your negative. So even whenever you fail, whenever I can't pull any more down, if I can get it down, I can really like just squeeze out everything I can on the way back up, and I can just keep doing that, right? So I can get some assisted negatives. So I can get assisted down to the negative, carry the negative through, and just get to my rep range. If I had a spotter, they could be assisting me. It'd be a little bit easier, but I don't have a dedicated partner just yet for that. So I don't really count. I really don't count on that. So I could do negatives, assisted reps. I could do rest pause sets. I could do a drop set, which I kind of am doing drop sets now. So I'm going Seth Feroce style training right now a little bit. I'm talking like old school Seth Feroce about 4 to 6 years ago, his type of videos where he would say, when he was doing bodybuilding workouts more often. So when he was doing something like let's say bench press or dumbbell chest press. So he does his heavy set, let's say it's 15 or something, because he does a lot of reps and volume. So say he hits 15. If he hits 15 at I don't know, we'll just make it a number. So 120 pound dumbbells on each hand. So he hits 15 reps at 120 in each hand. Okay, whatever that is, he cuts the weight directly in half as soon as he's toast. As soon as he can't do anymore, he cuts the weight in half. So he would go put the 120s back. He would go get the 60 pound dumbbells. If he did it for 15, he says he's going to do 30 with 60s. No rest, 30 with 60 pounds each hand. Now, if he can't get to 30, he rests for a second, a few more. Rest for a second, a few more. Whatever it takes. It can be a straight set. It can be a few breaks in there, whatever it is. But he has to get half the weight for double the reps. So I've started incorporating that a little bit too, because that also will give me a little bit of a different stimulus, because my rep range isn't usually higher than 15 for my working sets. So it's a good way for me to get into a different rep range, as well as really dig into the muscle after I've already hit failure once on each single set. So really I'm hitting 2 sets for each exercise now. Usually I do 1 set. So I do my warm-up sets or my feeler sets, whatever you want to call them, and then I have my 1 true working set. But now I'm hitting 2 for each one. So I've literally doubled the volume, but I'm cutting down my fatigue by doing half the weight. So it's not so much on my body, and I get to still push heavy weight, and I get to have high reps. So I get a little bit of everything. So that's kind of my thought process right now. Hopefully, if you are, well, not hopefully, if you're getting stuck in a certain weight and you're trying to push it, first off, don't be trying to max out every single week, every single time you go into the gym. What I mean by max out is, at least if you're trying to do, from my style training, I'm trying to build muscle mass. I'm not trying to build strength. Strength is a byproduct of me trying to tear down the muscle. But strength is not my overall goal. It's just another factor that's included in there so I can see progress. So I don't really do maxes ever anymore. I don't know what my 1 rep max on deadlift is, but I do know what my 8 rep is. So I do know what my my working set is, at 12 reps on incline, whether it be dumbbell, whether it be Smith, whether it be barbell. But I don't go down below 6 reps. At least I try not to. If I do for some reason go below 6 reps, or if I hit 6 reps, then I know I'm going a little bit outside of my current ability to really push the weight with the necessary reps that I want. I'm usually trying to hit between 8 to 15. I find that really, really works good. If I go below 8, it's just a lot of heavy weight, and I feel like I'm really tired. I got a little bit mental fog throughout the day, and I just don't need that, especially while I'm trying to cut. So the term heavy is relative to the reps. That's all I'll say for that one. Um, but yeah, so that's some of my thoughts there. I hope that helps. So if you are stuck, because I know for a long time I was stuck on, this was like over the course of a few years, I was getting stuck on bench press a lot, on flat bench. Sometimes, additionally, if you're stuck in those movements and you can't move up, just tweak it. So instead of doing like a barbell bench press, get you some dumbbells for about, you know, 8 to 12 weeks. Just really hit it hard. I mean, really hard. And maybe you need to increase the amount of reps, whatever it may be. Change up the stimulus, right? And then you're going to come back, and your body's going to be like, oh, like this is crazy. Now we're back at the flat bench. I just went up this many reps for this much weight. My flat bench has always been increasing. Usually when I'm doing it the least amount, and I'm doing more not accessory movements, but like for example, at one point I was trying out decline and incline, and I never ever did any flat. I took a complete break from anything flat bench press related. So that meant no dumbbell flat bench press. That meant no barbell. That meant no Smith. None of that. And I was only doing decline and incline. And then I came back, and that was my first time I ever had broke the 300-pound mark on a flat bench. So, because I was stuck at 295 for a long time. This was about a year or so or longer ago, probably 2 years actually. So I was stuck at 295 for a long time, and then I realized, okay, I can't just keep grinding into maxes over and over and over. I'm not giving myself enough recovery. I'm not giving my body the stimulus it needs to grow, whether it be in muscle mass or in strength. So it's something to think about. Sometimes you gotta attack it from a different angle, so you can come back even better. So my goal right now is trying to still hit heavy weight. I'm already 10 pounds lighter than what I was. Right before I started releasing videos, I was about 235. I think when I started releasing the videos onto YouTube, I was about 233-ish, 234-ish. I can't remember exactly, somewhere in there. But officially, I'm down 10 pounds from when I started my cut. So 10-pound drop, low calories. I'm still trying to push heavy weight. The goal is I'm going to keep going as far as I can. And then at some point, I know I'll have to start hitting heavier rep ranges just to keep my fatigue low, and so I can continue to get that stimulus I need to hang on to that muscle while I'm still trying to decrease the body fat. So this is kind of me just rambling, but it's really, truly how I'm thinking whenever I'm making my plans for my workout, whenever I am thinking about, if I miss a rep or something like that, then I understand the reason for why. Not every day is going to be a PR. Like you can see in one of my deadlift shorts I had made, I was stuck at deadlifts the same amount of, I think it was 315, 325. So I was stuck at 330 on deadlift for a set of 6 for 2 deadlift sessions, and then I hit 7, and all of a sudden my strength just shot straight back up. Like, it was weird. So don't always get so concerned about, I missed this one rep. If you're giving everything you got, you're giving everything you got, and then you just have data. It's all just data. You're not failing if you don't get the rep you need. If you are trying your best every single time, and you don't make that one rep that you needed to get progress, or you don't get that 2.5 pound on there, or on each side, or that 5 pounds you add on each side, so 10 pounds in total, whatever it is, if you miss it, don't think of it as failure. It's just some data you can put into your log, and then you need to understand why you missed it. So what caused this to not go as planned? Sometimes it's just you overestimating what you can do, and that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you got to push yourself. Sometimes I'll pick up weight that I question and just see what I can do with it. Not super crazy. I'm not jumping like 150 pounds above what I was already doing, but sometimes I'll just jump 20 pounds and see, if I really give it everything, what can I do with this weight? Um, so stop thinking of things as in failure. Think of things as everything's data. Everything is data for your journal, and you really need to dive into it and understand. Okay, this is what we're looking at. This is the plan. We're gonna have a solid plan. Don't be changing it up all the time. Try to stay pretty consistent, so that way you're only changing one variable at a time. Don't be changing everything. Try to keep it consistent. And then when you have a little dip, when you do that little flicker down and it goes back up, you can say that happened because of this. But if you're changing everything, you're not gonna be able to track it. It's gonna be a little bit harder. I'm not a science. I'm not really big in like the science side of things. I just listen to my body, and I have to understand what's happening, but I also understand the importance of tracking too. So I kind of do a little bit of everything. I'm always evaluating, and then I just gather information from everywhere. But now I'm just rambling, so I'm gonna call it here. Um, Hopefully it helped, and we'll keep getting after it. I got videos coming. Videos are coming. So if you don't mind, follow, share it if you think a buddy could, use this to listen to help them in their training, and we'll keep getting after it. So I'm gonna call it here, and hopefully the mic is still doing pretty good. I'm still trying to adjust to the audio, so.